I know I'm going to the first chance I get. I know it's there's a lot of work and effort went into that, and if you're up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, drop in and see Joe and at the Blue Ridge Music Center. This next tune was another Carter family song that, or one recorded by the Carter family. They recorded over 300, and I try to do some of the more obscure ones, some of the better known ones, I guess, or like Wildwood Flower and Keep on the Sunny Side and Circle Be Unbroken, and a lot of those have been they've been done by some mighty fine artists. And my mother used to say, people ask her to play Wildwood Flower, and she'd say behind the under her breast, I hate that song. And she didn't really hate the song, she just, she'd done it so many times. But nevertheless, she done it. Yeah, or I'll punch your lights out. One of those kind of things. But this song was done during an era that luckily I wasn't in. I don't think Wayne or Eddie, you didn't make it through the Great Depression. Well, you got a good point there, Wayne. And boy, we ain't through it either, are we? They keep telling us we are, but I don't believe all this stuff they're writing. I can't see it getting a whole lot better. This song, again, it was written about that era. I want to get to. We've laughed on this tour about people's names that certain areas we were in. Mick Maloney, we were over in Clintwood, and all there was these Mullins everywhere. And it turns out that the Mullins are related to Mick's. They came over from Ireland, and Mick couldn't believe it. And I said, Mick, I said, around here, I said, I've been told that if you don't have a Mullins in the family, you're going to marry one. And then I was talking to Sammy Sheeler, said that up where he's from, said there's a Sheeler on every mailbox. and Eddie, he had this interesting thing to say.
Well, I was just saying that back in my hometown in Freeze, Virginia, there was a couple of families, and there were the Shoops and the Sweeneys, and my grandmother always said, for every Jack, there's a Jenny, and for every Shoop, there's a Sweeney.
I'm sure there's some indigenous name here in the Roanoke Valley that we'll not go into. This is No Depression in Heaven. Fear that hearts of men are failing. These are later days we know. Great Depression now is spreading. God's word declared that it would be so. I'm going where there's no depression. Lovely land that's free from care. Leave this world of toil and trouble. The home's in heaven, I'm a-going there. Sometimes it's 11 and 12, and needless to say, the cuisine, there's not a whole lot of good cuisine to pick from at that hour in the morning. So we've been keeping some late hours the best we can do, but she's been managing to play the show and go to school as well. And I just think that's remarkable. and I think she needs to be applauded for that. And she does a great job on a Carter family song here, and I'm going to let Miss Lee Beamer do this.
Thank you. This song is called While the Band is Playing Dixie. It was on a day when soldiers rode a line to those they loved, to mothers, wives, and sweethearts far away. When a fair-haired boy sat dreaming of a far-off southern town, of a dark-haired maid who's waiting day by day. While the band is playing Dixie, I'm humming home sweet home. It takes me back to Georgia, going far across the floor. Once again beside the river with my Mary dear I'll roll. While the band is playing Dixie, I'm humming home sweet home.
Starch my jumper, babe, you can wash my overhaul. Catch that train, hey, call the cannon, call Buffalo, Washington. Yonder comes that train, running down that track. Carried her away, but it ain't gonna bring her back. My honey, babe, blue-eyed babe, down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feel like I'm dying 'cause she's gone. Lord, she's solid gone.
Mr. Henderson, come over here. He does a festival at the Grayson Highlands Park every June. He doesn't make any money on this. It costs him a lot of money. He has to make a guitar and give it away. And he has all of the cast over at his house for a huge party. And I don't know, this cost him a lot of money. But all the money that the festival makes goes for scholarships for mountain kids to go to music school. And he doesn't care if they go to study hillbilly music or jazz or classical, whatever they want to study, they can study on Wayne's dime. Tell us when that is.
Well, it's always the third Saturday in June, and it's coming up at June 18th this year. And we always have a bunch of really good musicians and come and play and louder. And this year the Boxcars, some friends of mine, wonderful musician Adam Steffi that played with Allison Krauss for years. He's got really a hot bluegrass band now. They're coming. Harris Brothers, a couple of fellows from North Carolina that play blues and swing music, and a fella coming all the way from Hawaii that plays lap steel for you, and a whole bunch. April Birch from Canada is a wonderful fiddler and dancer, and she'll be there. Eddie Pennington, one of my absolute favorite thumb pickers from Western Kentucky, grew up in the same county as Merle Travis, and he'll be there. And let's see, George Hamilton IV from the Grand Ole Opry is coming. He's a wonderful fella, and somebody that I've built guitars for, and I do lots of wheeling and dealing and guitar trading to get people coming.
I just give him a Baby Ruth.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's all it takes.
Where will you be the day before the Henderson Festival?
Oh, absolutely. Always the evening before the festival, I go down to the music center down on the Parkway at Galax, where they have this wonderful museum, and I usually get to do a little show there the night before. And this year, they won't pay much attention to me because one of my main heroes is going to be there doing the show, Mr. Doc Watson. Doc is 88 years old and still out playing good, and he's a wonderful friend and just somebody that I've learned licks from for years, and one of my favorite people. He's right up there next to Joe Wilson, you know. When it comes to famous people that I look up to, you know.
And that concert is free.
Yeah, that's a great thing too. Yeah, you can't beat that price. And to get to see Doc, that's a unusual thing, and that place is gorgeous too. You know, it's just a beautiful amphitheater. Got great big sound, and just and then hopefully you get to tour the come early enough. That'll be open on to the museum.
Yes, it will. Yeah. We've got Peter back here who is the boss of all of that. You will have it open, won't you, Peter?
I don't hear much.
I think he did. It'll be open.
We would absolutely love it if you folks come down to our festival and to the music center too, all on the same weekend. Once you're down in that neck of the woods, hope you'll stick around. And we would, a bunch of nice folks like you, we would love it if you'd come to our festival. And it is for a good cause. We support the jam program that Helen started, and that keeps kids, young folks playing music. Wish there'd been something like that around when I was a youngster. I wouldn't have been slipping around trying to steal licks from EC Ball and everybody, you know. And they there to teach them to you. They get real teachers.
Would you tell these folks just one little bit about rugby and the population problem you're having?
Well, there's always sort of a population problem. There's only 7 people live in rugby, and when we have an event like that and a bunch of nice folks like you, we've got a big place. But, you know, the population's, you know, been 7, I've always heard for a long time, because they say every time a new baby's born, somebody leaves town, and so it's that'll do. Thank you folks so much for coming out tonight.
We're going to take a tiny break so you can stretch.